crucial match for both Magesi FC and for their visitors at Chippa United tonight. Magesi without a victory at home the entire season. Chippa United haven't won on the road since the beginning of the campaign, all the way back on the 14th of September. Good evening and welcome to Seshego. Haven't been here in an absolute age. This is Seshego Stadium, open for business one more time. And I had a chat to Professor Ronnie Schloss a bit earlier on today. He's happy with how the development of the stadium is taking place. It's almost similar to the Bidvest Stadium, a little smaller maybe than the University of Pretoria Tuck Stadium, although Tuck Stadium doesn't have an athletics track around it, but and this one does. But it's nice and compact, and Owen de Garma said he had his team out for a practice on this ground yesterday. What they are hoping for in Seshego is that the local support will boom as far as their side are concerned. He says it's a new home and they wanted their own home. They didn't want to share the old Peter Mokaba Stadium or the new one for that matter. They wanted a stadium of their own. So just here to the northwest of Polokwane and the Seshego Stadium, with a fair amount of support that's come in already before the kickoff of this crucial encounter. It's the start of round 16 of the Betway Premiership. Yes, we're halfway through the season and Magesi still entrenched at the bottom of the table. Only one victory the entire campaign, a minus 10 goal difference. However, victory tonight will take Magesi above Richards Bay FC and Royal AM. Royal AM not playing against Stellenbosch FC, but Richards Bay FC are hosting Marumo Gallants. So push comes to shove, Richards Bay FC get a point, then Magesi will be on the same amount of goals, same amount of goal difference, and the same points as Richards Bay FC, depending on whether there's a goalless draw or a score draw in the Richards Bay FC match or the Magesi match. And it's going to be very interesting to keep a tab on those scores coming through the course of the evening so far. We'll try and keep you posted with the results and updated scores coming through from particularly the Richards Bay FC Marumo Gallants match, which has a bearing and context on the log. Magesi with just a draw tonight will go above Royal AM anyway, on to 9 points, and drop the KZN side, the embattled Royal AM side, to the bottom of the Betway Premiership. Still yet to play their opening match against Milford in the Nedbank Cup as well, and a lot to be done as far as they're concerned. We do send our thoughts to Royal AM, we do send our thoughts to Richard Makoba, to Mam Kiza, etc., etc. Now we want resolution in the league. We want everything to be hunky-dory. It doesn't always appear that way, but yeah, these things happen, I suppose, in any sport in the world. Owen de Garma then making 3 changes coming into this one. The return of Samuel Darpo in the midfield is a strengthening factor. Cameron Ashby gets his debut, the former Sekhukhune United winger. And Tabang Sibanyoni signed from Richards Bay FC. And after leaving Sekhukhune United before that with Tuks, he's a striker. And he makes his debut for Magesi, although he has played 7 times this season in the Betway Premiership. Bavadila Boloy on the bench, Tsepo Kakoro as well. There's no place for Leklonono Makoni, who is not in the matchday squad today, the centre-back of 30 years old. Chippa United also making 3 changes coming into this encounter. The return of Khaninkame Modise into the left-back position. Sian Ndlovu in the holding midfield, and Giovanni Philander has played 4 times as a substitute, but he makes his debut start today on the left wing, the 24-year-old. No place for Apelele Teto, Zepela Baloni, or Azola Ntsabo. Those are the 3 players that left out of the matchday starting lineup by Thabo September, the coach of the travelling side. When I had a chat to Thabo September a little bit earlier on, I asked him, what's it like being away from home for so long? Because just after the loss against Marumo Gallants in East London, or the draw 2-2, I beg your pardon, in East London, they played the Nedbank Cup match against Golden Arrows, won that by 2-1, lost against Polokwane City by a 0 most recently. 6 matches away from home for Chippa United, because they play Magesi today, then they take on TX Galaxy in Mpumalanga. They travel to Joburg and beat Chiefs on the 15th of September, that's next Saturday, in the Nedbank Cup second round. And then they travel to Cape Town to meet Cape Town City. 6 away matches in a row. Holy moly. It's going to be quite a challenge, I think, for Thabo September, particularly maybe some of the young players. And I asked him about the responsibility of not only himself, but the younger players or the older players taking charge of the youngsters that might get a little bit homesick, or they might have some sort of situations that take their mind away from the game of football. Yeah, it's tough. And the next time that Chippa United play at home will be against Sekhukhune United on the 22nd of February in the Betway Premiership. Matches are coming thick and fast, and yeah, it's great to have you with us on your live streaming platform tonight on your World of Champions. Shake of hands between the two sides. Really, it's going to be interesting to see how they pan out tonight. So this is how the Magesi side is going to line up. Chippa Zeze has played every match except for 2 when Mpandle played in goal, but it's a straight 4-4-2 for Owen Dugama. Sibanyoni, the new partnership with Makubu, who's probably the quicker of the two. Watch out for Vandala and Ashby on the flanks. Darpo solid in the middle with him, Charlie. Yeah, it's a good-looking side from Owen Dugama. Really am looking forward to see how the pitch holds up here. Brand new pitch, brand new stadium. First time they're playing on this pitch. And depending on who you talk to, you'll get various ideas of how many years it's been since there's been football here in the Sesheko. We'll get to that in a moment. Top of September, playing a 4-4-1-1 with Kwayiba playing just behind the Cameroonian striker Bienvenu Evangar. But a straight 4-4-2. Kamis and Modise at the back. On the flanks, Makele and Maloa in the centre of defence. But watch out for Dlovu, Martin and Philander with his debut and the pace that Chippa United might have on the flanks. Don't forget, if you go back to the 7th round on the 30th of November last year, Chippa United at home beating Magesi by 2-0. Man in the starting lineup, Kwayiba scored a brace on that occasion. Our match referee for tonight is Eugene Mgluli, assisted by Jimmy Gaupola and Oscar Totetsi, and the fourth official is Olani Kwinda, the match commissioner Robert Sitole. No surprise, I suppose, that both goalkeepers wear the captain's armband tonight. The Nigerian star Stanley Nwabali and Zimbabwean's Elvis Chipezeze. We are going to pause for a moment of silence. The unfortunate passing of Samuel Diza Sekhapane, stalwart at Morocco Swallows. May his soul rest in peace.
We all rise. May we all rise and respect that. Silence.
Moment of silence here at the Sesheko Stadium. Fascinating travelling up here today. Blazing sunshine and coming towards the final toll gate. Temperatures around about 35, 36 degrees, but it's an evening kickoff and the weather is absolutely perfect. A little breeze blowing in from the north a bit earlier on today. But I think the conditions couldn't be better. The sprinklers were put on a little bit earlier on, about half an hour before the match got underway. So the ball should slip off the surface rather nicely tonight. Referee Eugene Mgluli gets the honour of being the official in charge at the opening again of the Sesheko Stadium. And Owen Dugama will be hoping that his Magesi side will make this a fortress, just as, remember, Umtata Bucks making the Independence Stadium in Umtata that sort of fortress indeed. We're underway then in Sesheko. Magesi FC get the match underway in their blue come purple colours. They will attack the goal to the right-hand side of your screen. Chippa United in the sort of orangey, rusty red will play from right to left during the first half. First touch for Delano Abrahams. Good season for him so far. 11th appearance of the campaign, all in the starting lineup. A little touchback from Zwandile Buthelezi. Didn't really make a mark during the first half of the season, certainly not last season, in the winning status of Magesi FC. Don't forget Magesi FC, I know we're halfway through this season, But at the end of last season, Magesi crowned the Motsepe Foundation Championship champions. Chippa United in 12th position is exactly where they are at the moment. And because Magesi, they have 15 points, minus 2 goal difference. So unless they really pile on the pressure and score a hatful of goals tonight, they're not going to go above TX Galaxy. So win, draw or lose, Chippa United will stay in 12th position. For Magesi, though, there is a prospect of escaping the relegation zone for the first time in, well, an awfully long time, one must say. Cameron Ashby on the left-hand side will be hoping that he can open with a flourish today. Sibanyoni waiting for the ball to arrive at his feet. Nothing happening from Wonderboy Makubu. Oh dear. No, no. No. A power failure.
and gentlemen. Technicians are working on the power. Technicians are working on the power failure. Take it easy. All will be well. We'll give you the update very soon.
Well, a live update for you from the Shako Stadium Betway Premiership action for you around 16, or may I say a lack of action really. Match 10 minutes in to the first half, level at 0-0, and Magesi on the attack with a promising looking move with Makubu and Sibanyoni. Boom, the lights went out. There was a loud bang and nothing happened. So we were coaching in darkness, and we still have the resuscitation process taking place. I see a couple of the floodlight stanchions have almost full capacity with their lights, but the match commissioner today, who is the Honourable Robert Satole, a very experienced match official, is in charge of proceedings, and he will let us know when there is enough light or whether everything's been restored to a parity in which professional football can take place. In the meantime, well, maybe just sit back and listen to a bit of music. Whichever way will happen, we'll either have the resumption of this encounter in about 15 minutes or so, or we might have to restart this thing in a day or two's time. That all depends on what Mr. Robert Satole comes up with on the pitch. But no goals at the moment. It is a brand new stadium. We do expect there to be some teething problems, although not at this magnitude. But I'm sure the technicians are doing absolutely everything that they can possibly do to restore the situation. If I can just go back to the starting lineups for you and tell you how the lineups are. A couple of changes made by the Magesi coach, Owen de Galma, coming into this one. He brought back Samuel Dopo into the holding midfield, which is a great benefit to his side. Cameron Ashby gets his debut playing on the left wing, and Sibanyoni, who signed from Richards Bay FC, will get his start for his first start for Magesi tonight alongside of Wonderboy Makubu. So the lineup then, Chippa is playing in goal. Delano Abrahams on the right-hand side. Selamo Tepe and Zwandile Butelezi in the middle of the defence, with Dylan Mekwa playing on the left-hand side, which is quite a surprise because he normally plays much more of a central midfield role, but he's not playing in that position tonight. Samuel Dopo in the middle with Lechel Maholo Omchali. Tledi Vandala playing on the right wing. Cameron Ashby on the right, and then Sibanyoni and Makubu as the strikers. As far as Chippa United are concerned, well, 6 matches in a row on the road isn't to be sneezed at, and they have played 2 of those. They're winning the cup against Bafana Bastende and a loss against Polokwane City over the weekend in the Betway Premiership. They played their 3rd match today, and then it's going to be another match over this coming weekend against TX Galaxy out in Mbombela. Then they come back to Joburg and play on the 15th against Kaizer Chiefs in the Nedbank Cup 2nd round, before going to Cape Town and playing Cape Town City in a league match on the 18th. So there's a lot of work to be done by Chippa United away from home. They've also made 3 changes coming to this match. At left back, Khanikami Modise, Sian Ndlovu in the holding midfield, and Giovanni Philander, who gets his first team start. He has played 4 times as a change player, who is on the left flank. So the side then, Sandy Nwabali, the Nigerian goalkeeper, between the posts. Kamis at right back with Makele and Molaua in the centre of defence. Modise at left back. Then Ndlovu and Konkobe in the midfield, with Martin and Philander down the flanks. Koyiba and Evangar as the strikers for Chippa United under Thabo September. Well, there's Mr. Robert Satole going out to see if there's anything that has signalled progress in the quest to get us back underway here in Seshego. We do apologise most profusely for this little delay. There's the gaggle, if I can call them. What's the collective noun for referees? Maybe one of the referees of the past can phone and tell us. Maybe Mr. Stan Swart can let us know on social media what is the collective noun for referees. I just called them a gaggle. I'm not sure whether that's the correct one or not, but nonetheless. Those are the brains trust. Those are the people that will tell us when we can go and when we cannot go. So Robert Satole walks away, perhaps to go and have a chat to the 2 coaches, Thabo September of Chippa United and Owen de Galma of Magesi FC. Well, whatever the news was, it was a quick glance at the watch from Thabo September. Again, he has a chat to the assistant referees on either flank. Referee Eugene Mgluli, Jimmy Paul on the near side, Oscar Totetsi officiating on the far side as an assistant referee. Alani Quinn is the fourth official. And Robert Satoli has all the cards in his hand, and I see that, if I have a look at the picture on the combox, that the northern side of the stadium seems to be far better lit than the southern end, particularly the southwestern side appears not to be as well lit on the pitch as the rest of the stadium. So we have to wait and see until we have a full fairness as far as the lights are concerned for both sets of players. We continue to do the warm-up. There's Delano Abrams, Selo Motsepe in the center of defense. Abrams on the left-hand side of your screen. The substitutes warming up as well. There's Cameron Ashby, the new signing from Sekakuni United, who starts for the first time. Dylan Mekwa, an unfamiliar position out on the left flank. That's going to be interesting for him. He warms up the hammies a little bit, I would imagine. Chippa in the foreground. What a legend he's been, the captain of the side. There is the physical trainer, and there's the cost I was talking about on his right hand. Won't even bother to venture as to what could have caused the injury. That sort of injuries can happen in any way whatsoever. Dylan Mekwa, what a legend he is, starting tonight for the 12th time. 31-year-old Maritzburg United, former Ajax player as well. Very big credit that he carries on his shoulders, responsibilities as well in driving the ball forward. The young players in front of him, like Cameron Ashby, will be able to feed off his experience from the left-hand side. As far as the right-hand side is concerned, we've got Delano Abrahams, and then you've also got Freddy Vandala. And I would go as far as suggesting, I think that the right-hand side of attack slightly more prolific than the left for Magesi FC, but I think there's a lot of potential in the camp of Magesi FC. As far as Chippa United are concerned, well, they got the experience of Sergio Camis. Hasn't got quite into double figures in as far as first-team appearances are concerned, although he does go into his 9th start tonight with one off the bench, so those are double figures. Ayobela Konkobe, very important. Craig Martin, exceptionally important. And Kwayiba and Bienvenu Everanga, who starts for the 13th time this season. The 31-year-old Cameroonian, 3 goals to his credit, so we're looking for him. But the man in your picture there is Sinokolo Kwayiba, 24-year-old, played at Calais. Also played at Polokwane City. Only 3 goals to his credit, 1 in the Cup, 2 in the league competition. And that brace that he scored was the 2 goals he scored against Magesi in round 7 on the 30th of November. So he has made a contribution, and he's got to be watched very, very closely. Right. So we're about to recommence by the look of things. Mr. Robert Satoli's given his thumbs up, and he returns to the side of the pitch, and everybody else takes their seats, and off we go. Well, thanks for staying with us, and I hope you were able to get a snack, and it's been about 25 minutes since we were able to get underway. Wonderboy Makubu with a touch. Opportunity. Goal! Right from the start. Fabulous stuff. It could have been Sibanyoni that scored. There's a celebration all around the place. Vandala is celebrating. Sibanyoni is celebrating. Wow, what a start that is. Unbelievable, as Mr. Shongwe would say. I think Sibanyoni, the taller of the man in the penalty area, but Vandala seems to be claiming it. Freddy Vandala, 29 years old, signed from Sekakuni United. Here's the ball that was played in. Dylan Mekwa. Yeah, he did get his head to it first, and Freddy Vandala. Owen de Gama has been singing his praises. Gets his first goal of the Betway Premiership. And Magesi, right from the restart, take advantage of the situation. And Freddy Vandala. Magesi FC lead by a goal to nil. Chippa United on the back foot almost immediately. Sibagnoni, closed down by Makele. So many red jerseys behind the ball at the moment.
Lead the goal scorer is 1 Magesi 0. Chippa United.
Only the 6th goal in the Betway Premiership for Magesi FC. And as things stand now on a live table, Magesi would be out of the relegation zone, and Royal Aim would be at the bottom of the table. Richards Bay FC would be in a playoff position. However, it's very, very early days in this one. Some presence being felt by Konkobe. And straight away, Chippa United find the equaliser. Kwayiba is always going to be a threat, and tonight proves no different. Scored a goal in the Nedbank Cup against Golden Arrows just 2 matches ago, with a Tehran own goal there giving the victory. Tehran scoring for both sides on that night, but Kwayiba very quickly makes it 1-1. Bit of an unfortunate touch, I thought, and a deflection from the man who scored for his own team, Kledi Vandala, coming back and maybe getting involved in an area where his presence might not have been totally appreciated, because he came into that sort of situation. Magesi won, Chippa United won. So Kledi Vandala going back to assist defensively. The ball deflects off him. Kwayiba picks up the deflected pass, slams it past Elvis Chipezeze. 1-1. Wow, how things change in the game of football. Very rapidly indeed. More work to be done by Stanley Nwabali. Philander. He's just run out of support a little as Giovanni. Offside against Chippa United. We barely had Magesi gone in front. The celebrations never even had a chance to settle down before the equaliser was slammed in. But it was a mistake defensively from the very man who'd scored the goal for Magesi FC. 1-1 for Kaizer Chiefs and Amazulu as well, down in KwaZulu-Natal. So 4 goals on the evening so far. Hidden away by Sian Ndlovu. Interesting that Cameron Ashby playing much more of a central role suddenly for Magesi FC. Big clearing header from Tabanga Mawaloa. Nobody really putting their foot on the ball. Can Konkobe do something about that? Here's the man who caused some of the problems, Philander, off the left-hand side. But that deflection from Vandala did all of the damage as far as the Magesi conceding the equaliser was concerned. And in the picture is Sergio Camis. A little bit of a uncoordinated attack on Cameron Ashby. Forward by Chipezeze. Nwabali gets a bit of Sibagnoni. Sibagnoni spots Nwabali off his line. He was going to go wide anyway, I fancy. He's got some good touches here, has Tabang Sibagnoni. And I spoke to Coach Owen de Gama a little bit earlier on. He did say that they We're going to make some good signings, and they already have. And Freddy Van Dala's new. And Charlie's new. Ashby's new. Now they've got another couple of players that are new in Sibanyoni. Got Boykanyo Komani's there, given Mashikinya's new as well. In the meantime, Stenwin Mobali will clear. Looking for Bienvenu Everin Carr. Forward by Konkrobe. Nice flow about Chippa United at the moment. Koyiba with a touch. Suddenly, all the Magesi defenders just got sucked into one little group on that occasion. That long ball's not going to bother the Nigerian international. Mowaloa now. 8th start of the season for the Chippa United centre-back at 24 years old. Former Cape Town City and Cape Town All-Stars. Don't forget, they sold their status to Ledododuva Black Leopards, who will have a new coach at the helm when they take on Cape Town Spurs over this coming weekend, because Zeka Marks returns to Ledododuva after not having coached there for 10 years. There's an opportunity again to attack for Philander. And both left-sided wingers are showing a lot of impetus tonight. Giovanni Philander for Chippa United, and Cameron Ashby for Magesi FC. Fascinated to see how the pitch holds out. Looks fabulously constructed. Had a walk around it a bit earlier on, except for one tiny little patch. I don't think there's anything the players need to be outwardly worried about. Chippa says it will clear. Not able to quite find Charlie. They will have a free kick though. Will Magesi FC. What a start to the resumption of this encounter. A goal from Fantala. Kwayiba quickly with an equaliser. Ball scudded off Delano Abrahams. It hasn't gone out of play yet. It does now. Fantala will have the throw in front of Giovanni. Just lost a bit of focus there, Giovanni. This is Sibanyoni again. Always held off well, maybe too strongly. The newcomer to the colours of Magesi FC with a foul on Tabang Mowaloa. Hit away by Buthelezi. Back from Konkrobe. The tone set very, very clearly with those 2 goals early on after the resumption. Chippa United with their 12th goal of the season, only a -2 goal difference for them. Fascinating to see TX Galaxy at the bottom half of the table with a +2 goal difference. While you have Arrows and City in the top half of the table with minus goal differences, and substantial ones as well. The ball away by Makele, stalwart in the colours of Chippa United. Mowaloa got a bit fortunate there and turns away from Khalinkane Modise. Ball almost reaches the midfield with Leklanonolo Mtali. Slammed away by Modise, but turns out to be a good ball. Kwayiba. It's a really, really solid piece of defending from Magesi FC. Samuel Darpo in the thick of things. Salamo Tepe coming to the rescue just behind the Ghanaian midfielder. Fabulous to have yet another stadium that can be used in the Betway Premiership. Elvis Chippa has been impeded by Bienvenu Everengar. In fact, I don't think it was Everengar. Chippa and Bienvenu Everengar doing a little bit of upturned hands and shrugged shoulders and queries to the assistant referee on the far side, Oscar Totetsi. Is he too close? Isn't he too close? Well, he was at a bit of an angle, was Bienvenu, away from Chippa. He might as well just get on with it. Turning in to be a lovely, cool evening for football at the reopening of the Seshego Stadium. Everengar, good battle between himself and Mzwandile Buthelezi. This is Vantala. Little dummy from Vantala. Can't get the cross away. Gets a second bite of the cherry. Does the new man. Header from Sibanyoni. That's an absolutely brilliant save. Stenga Mabali showing just why he's so highly rated on the international arena. Have a look at this again. Vandala managing to escape from Modise. And there was the header, and it just needed a tickle around the post, and it got it. Question marks between the two centre-backs, Moloho and Makele. The communication went missing in action on that occasion. But 1-1 the scoreline at the moment. Header away by Kwayiba, proving that he's much more a versatile player than just one that can score goals. Free kick for the foul on Konkobe. That's Mzwandile Buthelezi. Neither of the Makoni brothers in the starting lineup today. Lechel and Naholo not in the matchday squad, and John is on the bench. Normally plays as a left back, and sometimes we've seen him even further up the field than that, but not in the matchday squad today as far as the lineup is concerned. Taba Makele, Everengar, Kwayiba always waiting in a dangerous position. He's a very quick man indeed. Craig Martin asking questions on that right-hand side as well. On the scoreline. Taking their time and getting somebody over to take the corner kick. Chippa United, eventually it'll be Khadinkame Modise. 8th start for the left-sided fullback. Has had 3 matches played as a substitute. Header away by Magesi FC. We just saw the 4th official holding up a board of 29 minutes. So 29 minutes of added time already. It must be the most I've ever seen, but
29 minutes.
We are in referee's additional time. 29 minutes of it. It'll take us up to half time. Throw in from Kamis. Looking for the little dummy run from Kwayiba. It doesn't work for Chippa, but I like the variation to the theme from the Chile boys. And in your picture is Sian and Ndlovu. Formerly played at TX Galaxy, and they went off to Kruger United. One of the 2 sides that were promoted from the ABC Motsepe League, Highbury the other one, into the Motsepe Foundation Championship. Quickly regains his composure, does Kwayiba. He's still under pressure, though. The closest man to him is Cameron Ashby. Chippa United living a little dangerously, but they've gotten away with it, and they do show so much flair on the counter-attack. Nice control by Mchali. It's a good piece of defending from Philander on Vandala. Delano Abrahams. But if Antala maybe takes one touch too many, they might just get a corner out of it. No, the pace has been taken out of the ball altogether by Molaoa. But he has that sort of danger. The little drop of the shoulder cuts inside. Legs in the way in front of Nwabali. Getting his dress code all sorted out here is the big Nigerian before finally somebody from Magesi comes up with the challenge. He's a man who likes to push the limits a little bit. Ball kept inside by Modise for Chippa United. Good play by Kamis. Fascinating, Kamis playing much more of a central midfield role suddenly instead of at the right fullback position. So loading the midfield, top of September. Away by Molaoa. Half a clearance between the two centre-backs, Motsepe and Buthelezi, but there's lots of red jerseys up there, and the transition from Chippa United has been impressive. Vandala runs out of space. Evan Gar with his back to the ball, and the ball headed away, but eventually there was a shot at Sergio Kamis and Evan Gar just getting in each other's way momentarily, and a bit of communication. Could have seen a tester for Elvis Chipezeze. Chippa United playing well. 20 minutes played in the first half. Kuyiba moved away as the lights go out again. event that can only be seen as unfinished business. Match between Magesi FC and Chippa United at the Sheshego Stadium in Polokwane will resume this afternoon at 12 o'clock in the heat of the day of Polokwane. Now to see some of the supporters that were perhaps there last night have come in again to support Magesi FC this afternoon. The match came to a conclusion after 21 minutes of play last night, but it was around about an hour after the start at 1930 Central African time. And when it was quite evident that the floodlights or the lighting problem was not going to be stable enough to continue, Match Commissioner Robert Satoli decided that's it, and we'll come back tomorrow, which is then today. So 12 o'clock, 1-1 the scoreline as things stand at the moment, 21 minutes remaining, and I think the fans are in for a treat, because the opening 21 minutes of the original match last night, a goal from Vandala in the opening 2 minutes, and 3 minutes later, Kwaiba scored a goal of his own for his third contribution in the Betway Premiership. Here are the goals then. Lovely cross in from the left-hand side, and just behind Tabang Sibanyoni, Cleary Vandala rises majestically to head his first Betway Premiership goal past Stanley Nwabali. That lead only lasted about 5 minutes. A mistaken defense from Lekla Noholo Manjali presented a rather easy tap-in for Sinopolo Kwaiba. And the former Polokwane City man obliged. We were level at 1-1. There are match refereeing panel set to get us underway. Eugene Mbluli is the man in charge. Jimmy Rapola on the near side as the assistant referee. Oscar Totetsi and Olani Quinda will be the fourth official. Robert Sitoli will be hoping that as match commissioner he'll have a lot more freedom to sit and watch the encounter rather than all the hard work he had to do yesterday. 2 floodlight failures. Twice they were put back on, but after the second time it was deemed that the stability of the power supply wasn't quite as effective as we would have liked it to be. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Betway Premiership Round 16, Magesi FC against Chippa United. Let me just tell you that because of the victory for Richards Bay FC against Marumo Gallants, Richards Bay FC have now stretched that lead ahead of Magesi and Royal AM to 5 points. So Magesi's only hope of getting off the bottom of the table still remains a victory, or even a draw will take them above Royal AM and drop Mkiza's side to the bottom of the standings. Still no sign of action coming through from the KwaZulu-Natal side. But for now, Richards Bay FC 5 points outside of the relegation battle. Marumo Gallants 7 points, and Amazulu getting into the top 8 after their 2-2 draw with Kaizer Chiefs yesterday as well. Those are the results that came through from yesterday. No play between Royal AM and Stellenbosch FC. Another postponement. No postponement in this one, though. Not this afternoon, though. There'll be no threat of floodlight failure. Magesi FC will start with a free kick near the halfway line. Magesi FC playing in the blue colours. They'll attack the goal to the right-hand side of your screen. Chippa United in red will play from right to left during the course of the resumption of the first half. 21 minutes the clock will start at. So we'll have a 24-minute first half, plus a bit of stoppage time if there is some to be blown by referee Eugene Mbluli, and then half-time, and then the second half in full. So underway then, the resumption of Magesi versus Chippa United. Just to remind you that Magesi coming into this match with 3 changes. Samuel Dopo making his return, Cameron Ashby and Tamang Sibanyoni, the new signing from Richards Bay FC, in the starting lineup. Chippa United also making 3, Karin Kame Modise at left back, Stian and Glovu in the pocket, and Giovanni Philander, who's played 4 times as a sub, gets his first start, a 24-year-old left wing. And I'll tell you what, he's got a lovely shot on him, and quite pacey on that left flank for Chippa United. So no space for Bafadili Baloy, who's on the bench. Tepo Kakora's on the bench too for Magesi if required. But Lekla Noholo Makoni loses out in the matchday squad. For Chippa United, Apele Teto's on the bench, Sepela Baloni, and as well as Azola Ntabo. Abrahams with a little touch. Knocked forward by Selimo Tepe. not quite what Wonderboy Makubu was looking for. And we'll continue just to analyze this new striking partnership for Magesi FC this afternoon, because Wonderboy Makubu is quite a lively character, and he's almost like a moving striker. So he'll drop into the midfield, he'll push towards the front, and Tabangsi Banyoni much less mobile, much more of a target man. So it's going to be interesting to see the roles that they fulfill and how Owen De Gama has streamlined this situation. New signings have been made for Magesi FC. Neri Vandala from Sekhukhune United, Cameron Ashby from them as well. Space near the penalty area. Good opportunity, still a chance for the trigger to be pulled, but Craig Martin not able to unleash the way he wanted to. Neri Vandala. Easy pickings. For Molowoa. Zwantile Buthelezi gets his first touch all the way back to Elvis Chippa. Two internationally born goalkeepers on display today in the Betway Premiership. Elvis Chippa in his 13th appearance, 13 for Stanley Nwabali as well, and activity just outside of the penalty area, and Chippa United are going to have a free kick. Craig Martin is there or thereabouts, and also Sergio Camis, a player getting back to his feet. He's the Ghanaian holding midfielder Samuel Darpo. There were no yellow cards during the opening 21 minutes that we experienced last night, intermittently because of the floodlights, and Samuel Darpo will go into the book here. So not only a couple of minutes played after the resumption, and already a yellow card for Magesi FC, and important man, Samuel Darpo. Not only does he play in the pocket, but he also drops back into the center of defense at times to assist Buthelezi and Selo Motsepe. Free kick opportunity for Chippa United. Craig Martin, maybe Giovanni Philander, all standing around the ball hoping for an opportunity. It looks like Sergio Camis has moved away from that, leaving the 24-year-old on debut start to maybe test Elvis Chippa. Support coming for Philander by the centre-back, Jabang Moloa. Could very well be a 24-year-old former all-star centre-back. No, it's Philander. Lucky bounce of the ball, still a chance! Tapped away by Chippa United. Straight back in the mix, and immediately onto the scoreboard. They come from behind to lead for the first time, Chippa United. And that really is a fabulous way to restart the encounter. Congratulations all around from the free kick, not adequately dealt with by Magesi FC, and one can understand that Elvis Chippa would not be impressed. Craig Martin scores his first league goal of the season. Just 4 minutes after the resumption. The ball takes a deflection, maybe a little bit on the fortuitous side, but he's waiting in the right place at the right time, just behind Bienvenu Everengar, who trapped the ball first time. Martin called for possession and buries the opportunity. The Chile boys lead by 2-1. And that immediately puts a lot of pressure on Owen De Gama's side. Just to remind you that Chippa United and TX Galaxy are on these 3 points apart. There's 4 points as far as goal difference is concerned, so Chippa United would have to do a lot in order to get themselves away from a 12th place and knock TX Galaxy down a peg or two. TX Galaxy with 18 points. They'll be in action tonight against Polokwane City. Good matches to look forward to tonight in the Betway Premiership. City against Arrows. Sekhukhune United Pirates will be a TV match at the new Peter Mokaba Stadium. That gets a resumption after the pitch had been destroyed. Then a Tshwane derby between SuperSport United and Sundowns, and the Rockets against Rise and Shine. Throw in here for Chippa United, Sergio Camis. looking for the near post flick on. That looked a little bit messy as well. No communication between defender and goalkeeper. No damage on either. But Chippa United putting the pressure on, and Magesi yet to settle down. Just to remind you as well that last night was the debut of the Seshego Stadium after many years lying dormant, and had a chat to Professor Ronnie Schloss, and he was saying that the PSL do need additional stadia, and this one's absolutely brilliant. It's almost like the Bidvest Wits Stadium back in the day when Bidvest Wits were playing in the Premier League. Slightly bigger than Kings Willetini, slightly bigger or slightly smaller than Kings Willetini, slightly smaller as well than the old Peter Makaba Stadium. Finally the ball headed away by Salamo Tepe. Chippa United though anxious to keep the pressure on here. Tabo Mokele has been denied. So new is the stadium here in Seshego, just to the northwest of Polokwane, as Samuel Darpo comes under scrutiny from Philander. Is that the athletics track around the stadium hasn't yet had its lines painted on it. So no lines demarcating the athletics track and the long jump pits, etc., etc. But it is a really, really nice facility. Kwayiba knocked away by Salamo Tepe. He is going to be a threat. He proved to be a threat last night. Sinakola Kwayiba, just 24 years old, scored 2 against Chippa United in round 7 on the 30th of November. Scores again last night. So did this man, Lady Vandala. Oh, nice acceleration from the former Sekekuni United man. Solid defense though from Karin Kame Modise. Kame Modise will have a birthday this Friday, 26th birthday it'll be, so they'll be hoping for a good result and an early birthday present. Nice covering though from the former JDR Stars man. Vandala will take the corner kick himself, near post, and flick just over the crossbar. Great effort from Salamo Tepe. Just got himself in front of the Chippa United defence. There were all sorts of problems for the Chile boys, and Stanley Wabali could only stand and watch as the ball escaped from him. No damage done, however. Don't forget to join us tonight. 1925 will be the 5-minute window in the build-up for the Sekekuni United Orlando Pirates match. Crucial points these for both of the sides. If you look at the bottom of the table, Chippa United only with 15 points, but they are 7 points clear of the relegation zone. Marumo also 7 points clear. Richards Bay FC 5 points clear. And Royal AM, those are the contenders more or less in the relegation battle at the moment. And yes, while we have just moved into the second half of the season, round 16 now is the foul on Ayobulela Konkobe. We do have to start thinking about the potential of who would be relegated to the Motepe Foundation Championship and who would play in the playoffs, because that is a situation. At the other end of the table, Sundowns and Pirates, who will do business against each other over the weekend, are the two contenders for winning the Betway Premiership. Away by Thabo Mokele. Far too strong a ball for Giovanni Philander to have a run at. Mokele and Molowa in the centre of defence. Mokele starting for the 13th time, and Stanley Mbali also for the 13th time. Bienvenu Ever and Gar, so they've been totally the regulars for Chippa United, forming a nice little spine for the side. Nice launch from Sibanyoni, not able to release Makubu, however. And away by Konkobe. Good ball by Craig Martin. This is Kwayiba. Bienvenu Ever and Gar waiting, side netting beckons. Three goals in the opening half an hour of this encounter. two of them last night, and it was an incredible start with that header from Vandala. And then the resultant reply from Chippa United's Kwayiba. And that's good work by Makubu, forcing Modise into conceding another corner. And just as the situation was last night, maybe because of the heat of the midday sun, the pace not quite as hectic as it was last night, but last night both teams showing a lot of adequacy towards trying to open the scoring, and that's exactly what happened with 2 goals in 5 minutes. Not a bad shot from Delano Abrahams, who hasn't scored in the league. Just the 2 cup goals that he has to his credit. One against Pirates and the winner against Sundowns in the Carling knockout. And just to remind you that Makesi still haven't won a match since the Carling knockout success. A massive success it was as well, beating Mamelodi Sundowns. 9 matches, no wins, 2 draws only, 2 points. And 7 losses. They've only scored twice as well and conceded 12. No home victories at all. So it's been a bit of a dismal run since the Carling knockout run of success. But Chippa United, well, they haven't won away from home so far this season. Makele finds Molowa. Modise. Philander caught in possession by an ever-vigilant Abrahams. Sergio Kami seems to have a bit of a free role, and he's playing more in the midfield than as an out-and-out right-sided fullback. So an interesting ploy here by Chippa United. And that looked like a foul on Philander by Charlie. Konkobe. Molowa. Quite incredible too, the fixture congestion and how the fixtures have been published for this season. And Chippa United, by the end of today, will be in the middle of 6 matches away from home. 6 matches away from home. They started in the Nedbank Cup with a win away against Lamontfort Golden Arrows to make the second round. Then they played against Polokwane City, most recently lost by a goal to 0 here. Now a match again in the Limpopo province against Magesi. Over the weekend they'll travel to meet TX Galaxy, the Rockets, in Bombela. Then a move a week later back to Johannesburg to take on Kaizer Chiefs away from home in the Nedbank Cup second round. And then a trip to Cape Town on the 18th of February before they play at home again on the 22nd of February to Chippa United against Sekhukhune United. 6 matches away from home. It's never easy maintaining the discipline. Sergio Kamis escapes from Wonderboy Makubu, tries to pull it back where players were waiting. Evan Carr was right there in the mix. Craig Martin as well, trying to add to the goal that he scored just 10 minutes ago. They will have a corner though, will Chippa United. Just the 1 match played between these 2 sides in the Betway Premiership history, and that was the round 7 match on the 30th of November. We all know how that ended. Chippa United scoring twice on the day, both from Kwayiba. They've scored twice today as well, or in this match, once last night, 1 today. But Chippa United have conceded against Magesi. Owen de Garmo has spoken highly of Mtledi Vandala after the Sundowns match and in the league, and after the cup match against SuperSport United. Really has got a lot of faith in the right winger. Played at Magesi, went to Lamontfort Golden Arrows and Sekhukhune United. The referee having a chat there and to Mchali, 30-year-old former Cosmos man, went to All Stars with another Sekhukhune United player though. Corner for Chippa. Everett Carr rises majestically. It wasn't him that got the touch though. And they're scoring goals almost at will here. And there is a celebration to be remembered. Magesi goalkeeper Elvis Chipazeze beaten twice in 12 minutes. Chippa United with Sian Ndlovu scores his first goal. Holding midfielder rises majestically. Gets away from Bienvenu Everett Garn. That's 3 goals now. Not very high space of time. Yes, a really nice header from Sian Ndlovu. just behind Everin Gar, and Sian Ndlovu rises majestically. The flight of the ball benefits him, and sometimes there's a lack of communication when that happens. Not this time though. And Ndlovu scores a debut goal. Chippa United lead by 3-1. We're not even at half-time yet. And Ndlovu now doing a spot of defending. Shows his versatility at either end of the pitch here. Wadawamwakubu trying to turn. Again, it's Ndlovu who makes the clearance. Assistant referee on the near side is Jimmy Khapola. Sibanyoni trying to get the better of Stanley Nwabali, but the Nigerian international far too smart for that sort of thing. Bienvenu Everin Gar receives from Makele. Makele again. Moloa waiting. Looks like Modise has moved over onto the right-hand side. No, he's out on the left still. Oh, lovely work by Giovanni Filanda. Nicely away by Buthelezi. Konkobe trying to make something of it, but they presented the ball to Magesi. Great opportunity for Tabang Sibanyoni to open his account for his new side. Cracking shot, but past the uprights from the 29-year-old. It's his 8th appearance of the season, but his first for Magesi FC. The space and time available, surely you have to test the goalkeeper from that situation. Certainly has caused a buzz around the Seshego Stadium. Magesi FC hoping to make this a stronghold. Not wanting to play their football anymore at the old Peter Makaba Stadium or in more central Polokwane. So they've moved out to the northwest a little bit. Not far, about 15 minutes drive from the city centre. Fantala. Delano Abrahams. He's done well to hold the ball up, Abrahams, but equally a good response from Khadim Kame Mbodise. Don't forget the match restarted here at 21 minutes, and it's almost strange to say already that we're only 5 minutes away from half-time. Mkhede Vantala flicks across the area by Motsepe. Vantala again. Kwayiba doing a spot of defending. Chase on for Craig Martin as well. Dylan Mekwa. Interesting position he's playing today, because we don't often see Dylan Mekwa playing on the left-hand side of defence. He's much more a creative midfielder sort of person, but he's playing out there today. Delano Abrahams, Lady Vandala, Konkobe defending. Vandala as well loves to cut inside and tip the ball on his left foot. Wonderboy Makubu has kept it in play nicely, but there's just no reaction at all from a Magesi teammate. Disappointing that. Play to the whistle. After the restart, Chippa United coming up and taking opportunities. They've scored 2, one through Martin, one through Ndlovu. Lead by 3-1. 1-1 after 5 minutes, and that was last night. Just to remind you, if you're tuning in and wonder what we're chatting about, last night we had 21 minutes of play in an hour because of persistent floodlight failure, and eventually the match commissioner Robert Satoli called the match off, postponed it until 12 o'clock kickoff today. Delano Abrahams away by Moloa. Well, if Magesi want to get themselves off the bottom of the table, they really do have to make a fight of things. Cape Town City next, then Polokwane City, Amazulu, SuperSport United and Chiefs the next 5 matches, and there's no easy points available in the Betway Premiership. the side that won the Motsepe Foundation Championship last season, certainly making a huge name for themselves, particularly in the Carling knockout, beating Orlando Pirates, TX Galaxy, Richards Bay FC, and then in the final, Mamelodi Sundowns. Abraham scoring the winning goal. Kakoro's on the bench today. It opened the scoring. Abrahams. And Charlie goes to Dylan Mekwa. Much more central for him at the moment. Runs into Craig Martin. And that turnover ball could provide something here for the ever-brisk Kwayiba. Kamis on the overlap. Still Kwayiba. Man and ball as Cameron Ashby comes in to try and rescue the situation for Magesi. Switch of play here to Modise. Philander. Not a bad ball, the knockback, Kwayiba! Just enough interference, I think, from Samuel Dopo, and Kwayiba not able to pull the trigger, but it was one of those dangerous moments again that Chippa United create on the fly. Wonderboy Makubu, keepers off his line. Offside flags up anyway against the 28-year-old, another former Sekakuni man, but before that, a spell at the University of Pretoria Tuks, as was the situation with Tabang Sibanyoni. But he is a threat, Wonderboy Makubu. 3 goals for him this season. Scored against Arrows in the Betway Premiership in round 3. Scored against Kaizer Chiefs in the Betway Premiership, and with Charamba Dare, who we haven't seen for an awfully long time, and scored against Mamelodi Sundowns in a loss on Wednesday, the 22nd of January, but nothing since. Not quite as hot as I anticipated it would be at the Seshego Stadium. Now we are sitting under a steel RBR roof, so potentially outside it's a little warmer, but there is a breeze blowing in from the south, and there's a bit of cloud cover as well. Stanley Nwabali, a minute to play before we get to first half stoppage time in Seshego. It'll be a much longer second half because we've only had 24 minutes of play in the first because of that postponement of last night. From Charlie and Dylan Mekwa, a little stand on the ball, and then Cameron Ashby. Nice attack on the ball from Gliri Vandala. More adequately cleared, though, by Khadinkame Modise. That's a foul from Everin Gar. Very purposeful is the Cameroonian, but yeah, a little bit over-enthusiastic, one feels. No time added on by referee Eugene Mpluli, so immediately into half-time then at the Seshego Stadium in Polokwane. The match restarting after 21 minutes, and immediately it was Chippa United who got themselves into the lead for the first time with Craig Martin slotting the ball past Elvis Chipezeze. And 11 minutes later, it was Sien Ndlovu from a set piece and a header that looped over Bienvenu Everin Gar. But the holding midfielder was there to tuck it away for his first Premiership goal. And Chippa United then scoring the only goals after the resumption of play. So there'll be some unhappiness in the dressing room of Magesi, no doubt, because they have had opportunities of their own. We saw an opportunity from Gliri Vandala that went just over the crossbar, but Stanley Rubali really hasn't been tested in the second half so far. I think they'll be happy with their first half performance, will Chippa United. Vandala scored yesterday, so did Kwayiba, but Martin and Ndlovu today for Chippa United as the visiting side go into half-time leading by 3 goals to 1. Welcome you back to the Seshego Stadium. We are in Polokwane on a rather warm Wednesday at lunchtime, with the match having resumed after 21 minutes. That was played last night before we had floodlight failure, but in the 24 minutes plus, we've had 2 goals scored by Chippa United. 2 goals yesterday, Vandala and Kwayiba. 1 for Magesi, 1 for Chippa United. But today, Martin and Ndlovu scoring within 11 minutes of each other, forcing Magesi really onto the back foot, trailing by 3 goals to 1 at half-time. And it really is problematic. Most amount of goals they've scored in any one match was 3-1 against Marumo Gallants on the 7th of December. But immediately there are changes that are going to be made. Boikanyo Kamane, who signed from JDR Stars, is about to come on. John McConey is going to come on as well. He's more of a left-sided defender, which will probably allow Dylan Mekwa then to play more in the central midfield. So it looks like Samuel Dopo has been relieved of his duties. And also, for that matter, Dylan Mekwa. So Mekwa will make way then for Makoni. And Boikanyo Kamane into the midfield in the place of Samuel Dopo. Underway then for the second half at the Seshego Stadium. 45 minutes separating Chippa United from their very first victory away from home in the Betway Premiership this season. Yes, 2 matches ago they did have a victory away from home in the Nedbank Cup opening round against Abafana Bestende, with goals from Evrenga and Chabalala. Beg your pardon, Kwayiba and Tehran's own goal. An immediate pressure being exerted by Sibanyoni on Nwabali. They'll want an inspired second half here, Magesi FC. And perhaps the suggestion to the players, well, if they can score 2 against us, maybe we can fire back with the same, or if not more, in front of our home supporters. Start of the second round of the Betway Premiership. That's not a great start to the second half from the Zimbabwean goalkeeper. Elvis Chippa says it took his eyes off the ball and rolled over his feet, and that could have been problematic to a large degree. Confirmation of Boikanyo Kamane and John McConey's introduction. No Dylan Mekwa, no Samuel Dopo for the second half. And immediately there's a corner for Chippa United. And just as Magesi looking to settle down and reduce the deficit, their captain and goalkeeper makes a bit of a hash. No great hurry for the players to come out and take it. It's absolutely blisteringly hot in Seshego. It'll be a lot cooler this evening when Sekhukhune United take on Orlando Pirates at the new Peter Mokaba Stadium at about 7:30 tonight. Filenda, not this time. He arrived in the box leaning over backwards already, and the contact, he struck a little bit early, and all of that just meant that the ball was going to go skyward, and no problems for Elvis Chippa. No changes for Chippa United at half-time, but looking for an inspired performance from Magesi in the second half. And already John McConey on the left-hand side making his presence felt. It'll be a good battle between himself and Craig Martin. Chippa United doing the business straight out of the blocks. 21 minutes played yesterday. Martin's goal came just 4 minutes after the resumption, and then another 11 minutes later it was Ndlovu who scored his first goal in the Betway Premiership. Good battling away by Cameron Ashby for Magesi FC. They're just not able to hold the ball for too long. Sibanyoni does. Comes back to Vandala. Forward by Kamani. Ken plays a central defender, playing in the pocket today in the place of Samuel Dopo. Don't forget, picked up a yellow card during the first half. The only player to have been booked so far in the match. It's a delightful ball that McConey could benefit from, but he doesn't. Such a lot riding on this match. Magesi to win for the first time at home. Chippa United to win for the first time away from home in the Betway Premiership. Valuable points for Magesi if they get a victory to go above Royal AM. And here is an opportunity for John McConey. Very, very casual by Makele in the centre of defence, but effectively so as well. Fought now by Delano Abrahams. That is appreciated by the supporters. No end whatsoever, and good play for the shot, and blocked on the edge of the area. Foul's gone the way of Chippa United, but the fans really started to get behind Magesi here in the second half. Looking to see who could be the injured party. Looks like Sergio Camis. Lovely little run towards the edge of the penalty area, and then yeah, just a collection of feet between the two players. And Camis got himself in the right place at the right time. Didn't benefit him at all. Cameron Ashby, 23-year-old former Sekhukhune United player, on full debut today for Magesi FC. We spoke about Sibanyoni, who has played for Richards Bay FC, but his first match in the colours of the blue of the First Division champions. There's Craig Martin. Martin will have a second bite of the cherry here. There's nobody at the back post, though. And probably was hoping that the ball would have been pulled back a little by the Cape Town-born winger, come defender. So much for Magesi to achieve in this encounter still. Still plenty of time remaining. Only 5 minutes played in the second half. Chippa United will continue with their matches played away from home. Still TX Galaxy, Kaizer Chiefs and Cape Town City. Player down for Chippa United. Looks like potentially it's Kwayiba. Naturally be a target man to be kept away from the danger zone. Scored a brace against Chippa United, don't forget, in round 7 in their 2-0 victory at home for Chippa United. Scored again against the Chile Boys, I beg your pardon, against Magesi in the 5th minute of this game. Also scored against Lamontville Golden Arrows. He's back on his feet, and I'm sure that top of September, the coach of Chippa United will be absolutely delighted with that. Mshali. Fair play to Stanley and Wibali from Lechnanol Mshali. Ball played out of the pitch so that attention could be given to Sinakoro Kwayiba. No clean sheet for Stanley Rubali. I thought must have come as a big surprise for him to be beaten by Mgledi Vandala in just the 2nd minute of the start of the match last night. This is good work by Sergio Camis, who continues with his midfield role. Philander tapped away by Mzwandile Buthelezi. Oh, nearly caught in possession was the new man, Boikanyo Komane. Also on debut today for Magesi FC. This is John McConey. Playing for the first time as a substitute. He has had 11 first-team appearances this season so far, has the fullback, and he really is a great contributor from this left-hand side. Cameron Ashby and John McConey. Solid defense from Ndlovu. Again, Stanley Rubali taking his time in making the clearance. Eventually his defenders do that, but straight towards Salomon Tepe. Chippa away from Evanga. Sergio Cummings really playing nicely, but can't find Martin. Thumbs up from Martin for the intent from the man who will turn 27 this Saturday. Sergio Cummings, that is. Spoke about Modise's birthday a day earlier, 26, day earlier, a year younger. Ball away by Buthelezi for Magesi FC. The flick on from Sibagnoni. Makubu can't get on the end of it. Rather quiet second half so far from Wonderboy. Maybe just trying to measure his runs and measure his contribution as well. The last 9 matches, only 2 goals scored. And that's since the Carling knockout final, 23rd of November. So it's an awfully long time since there's been any sort of success for Magesi at all. But they did pick up a point away against Richards Bay FC over last weekend. And speaking to Owen Degame, he said he was pretty pleased with the performance. Obviously still work to be done, because victory lane remains empty as far as the Motsepe Foundation Championship champions are concerned. Hasn't been a great season for Chippa United either, to be honest. No away wins in 7 matches. Maybe today is the day. Assistant referee hesitates for a moment. Mr. Jimmy Kapola. This decision goes the way of the side based in Gqeberha, although they do play a couple of games in East London. Ten minutes into the second half. Chippa United lead 3-1. The two number 30s doing a dance, and Stella Motsepe wins that battle against Craig Martin. Cummings playing more in the midfield. It's almost like Sian and Ndlovu is playing more of a right-sided fullback position. Now, a bit of space available here for Cameron Ashby. Can't find a way through the youngster, Martin. Ndlovu and not convincing from Makele. Cameron Ashby trying to close down space, but Magesi FC not benefiting from any quality sort of ball inside of that standing Mbabali penalty area. And he's picked out here by Sian Ndlovu. Away by Buthelezi for Magesi. Foul on Charlie, free kick to Magesi. Want to take it quickly, Komani. Buthelezi. Delano Abrahams, hasn't had a run for a little while. And Gledi Vandala, that right-hand side is a pretty impressive one for Magesi FC, but Chippa United seem to have it covered with the left back, Modise, having a good match today. Space for Magesi FC, and you've got to do something special to beat this man. Stanley Mbabali is querying the defense a little bit. Given Mashikini, a sign from Polokwane City. It's going to come on for Tabang Sibagnoni. Debut for the 33-year-old former Sekhukhune United man too. Wonder how that changes the complexion for Magesi from an attacking point of view. And Charlie muscled off the ball. Foul, Sergio Cummings as well. Cummings quickly away to Kwayiba, having recovered from that knock that he took a bit earlier on. Martin with a touch. Oh, it's a lovely ball from Sergio Cummings. Martin! Solid defense from Buthelezi. Now it's Komane. Kwayiba rests it back though. from the substitute of Magesi. One for you, one for me at the moment. But still, Magesi haven't been able to score today. And that from a glove was going to fly well wide of Giovanni Philander. From Charlie Kumane. Certainly trying to bottle up that midfield advantage that Chippa United looking to exploit. Evan Guard, just more of the central role and just playing as an attacking midfield behind him, Kwayiba. But you got on the flanks, Craig Martin, the very quick Philander as well. And the two fullbacks have been playing nicely. Chippa United really nicely organised today, but that's a good ball pulled back by him, Charlie. Gets past Konkobe, Cameron Ashby. Vandala! All bounced rather awkwardly for Nwabali, and I'm not sure that he was quite in the right position. No damage done, however, for the Nigerian. Philander with plenty of space. 4v4 here. Philander. Little cut inside. Does he go for the dink, or he's done nothing with it? Koyiba, though, might do something. Chippa off his line. Is that okay? Has the Zimbabwean. I thought that Giovanni Philander could have done a lot better, even when he turned back, and maybe the surface of the pitch hasn't quite settled down, as you would see from the old Peter Mokaba Stadium, which is an absolutely phenomenal pitch. Yeah, some of the big teams don't like playing there because of the lack of width, really. There's not that much width here either in Seshego. Cummings continues to be impressive in his newly created midfield role for him. Looking for the flick on from Ndlovu, doesn't come. Second bite of the cherry though, Cummings, nicely tidied up by Cameron Ashby. Makubu, it's a good touch from him. Abrahams, the known goal scorer. Doesn't quite reach, Wonderboy. Now Philander back doing defending. Everett Gar, pickpocketed by Buthelezi. Freddy Vandala, this is better from Magesi FC. Still Vandala! Space for Ashby! It's a lovely clearance from Sien Ndlovu. And Martin's on his bicycle here. It's a good challenge from Boykanyo. Starting to liven up here, and Magesi starting to get a feel of maybe what is to come for them. It's a foul from Lechlo Noholo Mshali. Referee having something to say about the challenge as well on Sien Ndlovu. He's had a good match as the fullback Kamis. Back to Nwabali. Koyiba bottled up by Komani. Presence of mind to easily find one of his centre-backs. Now Konkobe. They're fighting hard for possession in the midfield, I must say, Magesi FC, and they're really coming up with it as well more times than not, with Given Mashikinya now joining Komani from the bench of Owen Dagama. Delano Abrahams. And Charlie Abrahams again, not a bad ball away by Mbalahoa. Buthelezi. Abrahams shuffled unfairly by Giovanni Philander. Interesting ball played into the area by Delano Abrahams. Not enough to test Stanley Nwabali, but he had to be aware as it went over his crossbar, did the Nigerian goalkeeper. Magesi are trying hard here in the second half, and it's going to be interesting to see and just how Chippa United are going to try and contain the Magesi FC, who just threaten to change into third gear, because I think they're in second gear at the moment, and things starting to look a little good. Now, changes coming for Chippa United, who will change for the first time, bringing on a Zalan Tsabo, 25-year-old former All-Stars player for Giovanni Philander. And then Ayobalela Konkobe is also going to make way. His place taken by Sepelo Baloney, former JDR Stars player before he was recognized by Orlando Pirates. We didn't stay there long, and now with Chippa United still playing in the Betway Premiership. The Chippa United making two changes. I was quite impressed with what I saw from Giovanni Philander out on the left-hand side. And Azolan Tsabo plays normally as a left-sided fullback, the 25-year-old, but no doubt he'll play on the wing. Otherwise, it's going to be a release for Modise to play a little higher up the pitch. He'll confirm that for you in a moment. Ball knocked away by Komani. More work to be done by the substitute. Nice first touch as well from Sergio Camis. Still Sergio Camis. Splendid piece of dexterity from Mashikinya. Koyiba. Match is being played at a fairly brisk pace at the moment, as Sepelo Baloney gets his first touch since coming on as a change player. Nice little ball inside to Azolan Tsabo. Koyiba through the middle! No stopping Koyiba! A brace last time they met, a brace today. Technically that is, because he did score yesterday. But that's now 4 for Chippa United. Comes the 21st minute of the second half, 66 minutes played. And just as Magesi was starting to find a little bit of momentum, Chippa United make a change or two themselves, and Sinokola Koyiba grabs his second. 4-1 is pretty emphatic. It's the most goals that Magesi have conceded in any one match this season so far, and the most amount of goals that Chippa United have scored in one, and looking well on their way to complete their first away victory of the season in the Betway Premiership. Delightful little ball on the run. Koyiba launches in between the two centre-backs. John McConey didn't have any chance of trying to keep that out. Neither did Elvis Chipazeze. And what was a bleak start to the day in half-time, trailing by 3-1, has now got even worse for the home side. Chippa United 4. Magesi 1, who haven't scored since the second minute at the start of the match yesterday, when we had those 21 minutes. A couple of floodlight failures intervening, because it took us an hour to go through 21 minutes, and eventually, as we said, Match Commissioner Robert Titoli bringing things to a halt after many minutes of consultation. Wikanyo Kamani, there's a real buzz around the stadium. I'm not sure that all of it's positive as far as Magesi are concerned, but for Chippa United, such a lot of confidence to be gained out of this match before they take on TX Galaxy over the weekend in Nelspruit. Easy for Stanley and Wabali, and Nigerian already just halfway through the second half is wasting a little bit of time. But Chippa United, who last played at home against Marumo Gallants on the 18th of January in a 2-2 draw in East London with Marumo Gallants. On the road since then, as we said, a win in the Nedbank Cup on the 25th of January over Le Montfort Golden Arrows, and then the loss against Polokwane City at the old Peter Mokaba Stadium at the start of February. And Wabali again gets past Cameron Ashby. So what does Owen Dagoma have to do with this side now if they are going to escape from the relegation zone at some stage? Well, you might say that there's still another 14 matches remaining. I think the referee has ordered a drinks break. all sorts of terminology used for these things these days, like cooling breaks and water breaks and all sorts of other things. But the laws of the games clearly state that it's a drinks break. 32 degrees centigrade. I guess you're really under the cosh at the moment, and all they can hope for maybe is to try and curtail the damage done to the goal difference, because coming in at -10, that's suddenly -13. And Chippa United, who have a -2 goal difference coming into this one, now suddenly have a +1. Scoring 15 goals, conceding 14. Stanley Wabali having a chat with Bienvenu Everengar. Just to his left-hand side is Tabang Mawaloa. Baloney in the middle. As I say, I think there's been some outstanding performances today. It's going to be a substitution for Magesi. We bring on the attacking player Tepo Kakora, who scored the opening goal for Magesi against Mamelodi Sundowns in the Carling knockout, then scored again against Marumo Gallants in a defeat on the 7th of December, but hasn't scored since then. But Kakora does have just those 2 goals. The 26-year-old, former Hungry Lions and NB La Masia player. Cameron Ashby has had a fair match, to be honest, on debut, but new ideas, fresh legs and more purposeful penetration from Magesi is the order of the day. Tepo Kakora comes on for his 14th appearance of the season, only 2nd time off the bench. Can he be the catalyst to a fight back? Drinks break is something of the past. John McConey looking for a near post flick on Ndlovu, does get the touch back to Stanley Nwabali. Craig Martin beaten by McConey. Such a good player, John McConey. First touch for Tepo Kakora. Interesting player, Kakora. He covers a lot of ground, can be box to box, but he needs to get himself into much more of an attacking position behind Wonderboy Makubu, where he will play almost as an attacking midfielder and creator rather than an out-and-out striker. Substitution then for Chippa United, who are going to bring on the former Baroka winger, Boy Madingwana. Saw him playing down the right-hand side in the first division at Baroka at the Global Village towards the end of the last season. And we'll talk about him going to Chippa United because Morgan Mamila had a say still at Baroka. And I saw him in the colours of Chippa United again when I entered the stadium today. Craig Martin makes way. Martin's had a good match. Kamis has had a good match. Sinan Ndlovu has done nicely as well. And Koyiba with a brace. Well, proving to be a bit of a thorn in the flesh for Magesi FC. He scored 4 goals so far this season in league football. Has Koyiba, all of them against the newly promoted side. They won't want to see Koyiba again in a hurry. Well, one feels to do that, they're going to have to survive the threat of relegation first up, because they're not in the cup competition anymore. Magesi FC having lost 2-0 against SuperSport United on the 28th of January. No goals in the last 2 matches. Didn't concede against Richards Bay FC, and that point was a very valuable one at the time. Hoping for a launching pad and hoping that playing at what they hope will be their new fortress of football will be a launching pad for them as well. It hasn't proved to be that way so far. However, not at full time yet. Headed away by Ndlovu. Man of the moment, Sino Kolo Koyiba. Goal yesterday, goal today, all in the same match. John McConey, it's not a bad ball, you know. Clearance comes from Tabang Mawalowo. Doesn't seem to know too much about it, but no damage done either as far as that's concerned. Chippa United run out of space. Don't forget, later this evening, we will have Sekhukhune United playing host to the Buccaneers, Orlando Pirates, at the new Peter Mokaba Stadium. Buthelezi. Motsepe. A little spin by Moikanyo Kamani. They're not making too much progress, and then suddenly the ball pinged through the middle by Mashikinya, but pinged between the two teammates in Wandeboy Makubu and Chippa Kakora. Chippa United well in control of this. Biggest victory for Chippa United this season. 2-0 against Magesi FC. The other matches where they've scored 2, they've conceded as well. Not 1 goal, maybe 2 goals. Not against Chippa United, and bigger part, not against Magesi, and certainly not against Golden Arrows when they met in the league on the 26th of October. So a 2-goal scoreline, the best that Chippa United have come up with this season. You're going to go one better here. But a victory away from home and 3 valuable points. Immeasurable at this stage of the season. The ball doesn't quite reach Tepo Kakora. Wasn't a bad effort from Delano Abrahams. Michele Tukwaiba, Makoni wins it back. Continues to be very impressive off the bench. Nicely kept in play as well by Kakora. This is Mchali. Mashikinya. Mchali. Beautifully worked clear by Sergio Camis. Really top performance from him, as I've said on a couple of occasions. And Mchali gets in the way of a potential clearance from Chippa United. We've had just over half an hour played in the second half of this round 16 Betway Premiership action. It's all Chippa United since the resumption after the match was called off yesterday after 21 minutes. And absolutely nothing on the scoreboard as far as Owen Dagame is concerned. But we'll have a chat to him a bit later to see if he has managed to garner anything as far as individual performances is concerned, and what he can take into the match against Cape Town City on Saturday. Both of these teams in action against Saturday. Magesi to play here against Mushin Ertugrol's side, and Chippa United, as you said, away against TX Galaxy. And Beganovic is really on a good run at the moment. 10 matches, unbeaten, 5 wins, 5 draws, 20 scored, 6 conceded. Yeah, the coach that took over from Ramovic is really doing nicely. Talking about Said Ramovic, I heard on the wires that he's left Tanzania and gone further up either the continent or into the Middle East to an offer that was given to him. Didn't quite get the details of that, but Ramovic leaving Young Africans. 3 different clubs in one season for Said Ramovic, but Beganovic has done nicely, and for Chippa United, big opponent for TX Galaxy. Kamani. And still nothing happening for the home side at the moment. There's only a couple of days until they play against Cape Town City. Another side that'll run at them, another side that'll look to upset the apple cart against the side bottom of the table at the moment, and that's where Magesi will be entrenched. Minus 13 goal difference, which is just less than Marumo Gallants' minus 12. Nice header away by Selomotsepe. Sergio Camis gone to the pickup, but there was an intervention from Bienvenu Evrengar. So substitution time for Chippa United. Bienvenue Everin Car's going to make way, and on in his place will come Ronaldo Marman, who's an attacking player. And his fourth time he's played this season. And Sergio Camis will make way as well. And Daviwem Kokozo will come on in his place for his seventh appearance of the season, the 23-year-old midfielder. So two attacking midfielders being introduced by Toba September. Not wanting to let the foot off the accelerator. Kokozo on. So is Ronaldo Marman. There'll be some pace, there'll be some guile, there'll be fresh legs for the final 10 minutes in stoppage time. Already leading by 4 goals to 1. An impressive performance on the second day of this match. Unfinished business. Only 10 minutes in stoppage time away from its conclusion, and success at the moment for Chippa United beckoning. An away victory would be their second this season, but their first in the Betway Premiership. And yeah, 3 points at any stage are valuable. The Chippa United up to 18, the same as Super Sports United and the Rockets TX Galaxy. So that match on Saturday between the two will be an interesting one indeed. Another decision that the home fans don't enjoy from referee Eugene Mdluli. They're hoping for that free kick right on the edge of the penalty area. Vandala pleading his case in vain. The defender is Tabang Mooloa. Not the debut that Magesi would have wanted in front of their home supporters at their new stadium in Seshego, newly renovated, if I may put it that way. Chippa Kakora. It's a lovely ball from Kakora. Does the offside flag go up? It does. I don't think it was Mashikinia who was offside. It might very well have been, though, but no hesitation from Oscar Totetsi out wide. Continues not to go the way of the home side. Nicely defended by Mzwantile Buthelezi in front of Ronaldo Marman. It's another solid piece of defending from Toba Makela as well. Koyiba on a hat-trick for the second time against the same opposition. This is Ndlovu. Absolutely nobody in that position. Magesi about to bring a change. One of the new signings from Richards Bay FC, Nevedai Makupela, will come on for Lechlan Holom Charlie in the midfield. Only his third appearance for Magesi. All of them have come from the substitutes bench. The time running out here for Magesi FC. So I want to say in the matter, they've got to score 3 times within, well, with stoppage time added on, maybe 10 minutes. Solid performance from Chippa United here today. I'm sure Toba September will be delighted. But no doubt he'll be pragmatic and say, yeah, but we need to tidy up here and there because TX Galaxy are a good side and playing well. Talking about playing well, Sian Ndlovu's done well here. Wonderboy Makubu in his enthusiasm brings down the fullback. Pressure being exerted here by Marman. Just his 4th appearance, no goals for him just yet, and Marman again showing a little bit of guile now, a little bit of change of direction, and back to Moloa. Possession football is the name of the game at the moment for Chippa United. Looking wide here for Ndlovu. Maningwana Marwan just about releases Kwayiba. He's already done enough damage today, one feels, as Sinukola Kwayiba, but he hasn't scored a hat-trick so far this season. Oh, that's a lovely ball. If Marwan can latch on, he can't. And again, solid from Buthelezi. I really have thought that Motsepe and Buthelezi have done well in defense. Delano Abrahams on the attack as well. And I do feel the introduction of John McConey has added to the forward pressure that Magesi are trying to exert on their Eastern Cape-based opponent. Still very much going in favour of the Chile boys out now, making it a season double. 6 goals scored, 2 conceded, or 1 conceded, and 4 of those 6 scored by Kwayiba. Forward by Salam Motsepe. Did mention that Cape Town City are probably already in Polokwane, ready for their match to be played. Well, they won't be because they're playing Cape Town City today, I do beg your pardon. That match taking place over the weekend on Saturday. Lots of work to be done by Mushin Ertugrol. Here's Marman again. Whatever Chippa United currently are throwing at Magesi FC, they're controlling very well. It's the other side that is proving to be non-profitable, and Kakora drops his head. Yeah, not going quite according to plan. Tough matches for the opponents of Magesi and Chippa United this evening. Magesi's next opponent, Cape Town City, against Abafana Bestende. They had a bit of a tough time against Mamelodi Sundowns, and they'll be looking back to get back into the action of things. And TX Galaxy had, well, they've scored 9 times without conceding in 2 matches. 7-0 against Vasco da Gama, 2-0 against Cape Town City last time out, and hoping to continue their run up the table, TX Galaxy against Chippa United. However, Buthelezi and Motsepe, I think, have really played well today. It's a solid unit. And then, you know, if you look at it with the other defenders that they have in Lekla Naholo Makoni in the centre of defence. Tefa Machocha as well. To have some pretty solid units up here. Over the halfway line, though, nothing really happening in front of goal. That's where the sharpness has to come in. I think Sibignoni showed enough that Magesi can score goals through him. Wadaboy Makubu is always a go-to player. Vandala Ashby on the wings, and maybe a little bit more required from the quality of that. I was surprised at Radamay. We haven't seen Radamay today. He's had an impressive season, the former NB La Masia 25-year-old left winger. Ball scooped away by Sepela Baloni for Chippa United. 3 minutes in stoppage time, separating Chippa from 3 points in their biggest win of the season. And the double over Magesi. Abrahams trying to make some progress. Kakora waiting in the midfield, but it's going to be away by Boykanyo Kamane. Turnover ball for Chippa United. Time and space for the run. Kwayiba wearing gloves now. I'm not sure what that would be. We normally see gloves when the weather is cool, but it's not cool today by any stretch of the imagination. Little pirouette from Madingwana. Bologna goes all the way back to Nwabali. Won by Molowa. Acceleration from Ronaldo Marman. Nice ball from Wadaboy Makubu. Still an opportunity. Makubu on the overlap. Space for Kakora. High corner. Bit of a rush of blood, maybe. Goal difference could play a huge part towards the end of the season, and to pull a goal back might have just given Magesi a little bit of a lift for the next 90 seconds. because that's all that remains in regulation time, that is, and then whatever is added on by Mr. Mdluli for stoppages. We do hear that 2 minutes is going to be added on, so from here another 3 minutes just about to play. I guess he's still looking for angles, still looking for a consolation goal, because in the 21 minutes yesterday they scored within 2 minutes, and today in the remainder of the match, basically 70 minutes there or thereabouts, nothing. And their opponents scoring 4 times since that early goal from Vandala yesterday. Really was a quality one as well. Delightful low ball glancing header past Daniel Mbali, and the home fans totally anticipant and expectant of a positive result. Well, it hasn't quite worked out that way. The late corner here, have Magesi. Not a great day at the office for Owen de Goma. I'm sure he'll be very interested in giving us his views as to how it's going to all pan out at the end of the day. 2 minutes added on to the end of the encounter, and that time starts now. Must say, I'm impressed with the facility here in Seshego. Floodlights might have given a bit of a problem, but yeah, nothing that can't be sorted out. And Rubali will punch again, waiting for the ball to return behind Ndlovu. Flaps at it again, away by Marman. Nicely worked back by Kamani. Delano Abrahams with a curler. Still, it won't happen for Magesi FC. Injury right at the end of this encounter in Seshego. I'm sure we'll be back in Seshego a number of times to watch Magesi FC try and claw their way out of the predicament that they find themselves in at the moment. Lots of important matches still to play. We still have a postponed match against Stellenbosch FC to play alongside of the other important games, and every single one of them now almost like a cup final, as Makele has taken a knock to the back of the head. Just 35 seconds away from full time. Sandman Mbali taking the goal kick from the wrong place. Could be argued that's a little bit of naughtiness from the Nigerians, some time wasting. However, the referee allows play to continue. Forward by Ndlovu. Ronaldo Marman, full of running. Kwayiba, not quite matching up to Buthelezi. Selimo Tepe. The 2 minutes added on by the referee have elapsed. That's a foul from Marman. High enough up the pitch, I don't think, to provide any real threat to the goal of Stanley Nwabali, but stranger things have happened in the game of football, and just when you take your eye off things or start to lose concentration, strikers can pounce, like Wonderboy Mokubu. This is Kakora. Wonderboy Mokubu with a little touch. John Makoni. Still John Makoni. Pickpocketed there by Boy Madingwana. Abrahams hesitated for a moment and then finally finds Mashikinya. The dink through the middle is shepherded back to Mbali by Thabo Makele. And surely that must be the end of the saga, and the saga indeed it is. 21 minutes played yesterday before floodlight failure led to the match continuing today, and at that stage it was 1-1. Vandala for Magesi and Kwayiba for Chippa United. Well, there was only one team in it as far as the goal scoring is concerned when the match resumed at midday today, and Martin Ndlovu and Kwayiba, who completed his brace halfway through the second half, were the catalysts for the biggest scoreline for Chippa United this season so far, and their first victory away from home as well for the Chile boys. And Very valuable points indeed. For Magesi, well, back to the drawing board before meeting here on Saturday with Cape Town City, where they will have to not only play better, but I think they will have to focus more in scoring goals than what they've done so far. Goals have really been at a bit of a loss as far as the coach is concerned. And if you look at Magesi, only 6 goals scored in the Betway Premiership, by far the least amount. Well, SuperSport United has only scored 1 more, I suppose. But there are more in mid-table. Gavin Hunt's outfit from Pretoria. Top of September will be a happy man, no doubt, and a lot of congratulations around the camp of Chippa United. Players that have really contributed, no less Sinopolo Kwayiba. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Chippa United then play against TX Galaxy over the weekend. 1-1 when they played yesterday with Vandala and Kwayiba, but Kwayiba with a second goal, Martin and Ndlovu with goals for themselves. Chippa United eventually running out easy winners by 4-1. But it all started in the second minute of the match that kicked off at 7:30 yesterday. So 1932, Vandala scores his first Betway Premiership goal. Then a mistake in defence from Mchali allows Kwayiba in to beat Chippa, and that was the end of the action yesterday. However, another bit of hesitance in goal, and Martin scores his first goal and puts Chippa United in front, and then it was Ndlovu who followed up just after that, and suddenly the writing was on the wall for Magesi FC. Frustration to the fore. That was the goal from Ndlovu just before half-time, and Chippa United led by 3-1 at the break. Interesting celebration as far as Chippa United were concerned. The writing was on the wall, and Kwayiba dotted the I's and crossed the T's, or is it the other way around? And scored a brace in this match, as he did on the 30th of November, and wrapped it all up for Chippa United convincingly by 4-1.